Hello, Herd. It's time for another episode of Descent into Avernus Baldur's Gate. I am your DM this evening, DM Gloss and Gadgets. And it's been a week, let me tell you. It's been a day, let me tell you. But before we begin, we got our usual spiel that we need to do. It's important to note that while we love everything D&D, we are not affiliated, sponsored, or specifically approved by Wizards of the Coast LLC. While you are watching your current stags don't do very much right now because I'm in the middle of redesigning them. So bear with us because there are some very, very exciting things on the way. And I can't wait to show you. You may also notice that we are 600 bits or 60% on our way to our listeners. Listeners are special invocations that every time you fill up our bit bar with a cheer or donation, basically we fill up a pearl and our party can choose to use one of those pearls at any given time to do several different things that only really they know. Also to let you know that if you have just joined us, we will do a quick recap of the last session, but you can watch all our other episodes on YouTube. And did you know that you can read all our recaps for all our shows on our Patreon for free? Anything else I need to tell you? No, not right now, I guess. So why don't you stop looking at my face and let's go see the faces of my beautiful cast. Hopefully I haven't broken it. There they are. Look at them all. My favourite people to see on a Monday. So yes, recap time. Last time we played Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus, our party met, well, the session before that there was a mysterious cloaked figure upon the docks. However, our last session, our party finally met that person, known as Rhea, a Hellrider in training. Rhea pretty much denies all the rumours that had been set upon the Hellriders on Baldur's Gate, and revealed that they are more like a holy order dedicated to maintaining the protection of Elturel, and of course standing for what that order stands for. However, the party weren't really having very much of it, especially Core. And so the party agreed together that it was best to kind of take their new acquaintance to somewhere secure for a little bit of light interrogation. To which Felix led them to his abandoned hideout, I guess I will say, which is located in a church. The conversation continued. According to Rhea, Thaddeus Creed was alive. Thaddeus Creed being, of course, the keeper of the companion and pretty much the person in charge of Elturel, to which the former, should I say former? The former Grand Duke went to visit before all the refugees started arriving. They also described several companions that were also in the city, which they did not know the location of. Apparently, they had been arrested by the Flaming Fist. With the day coming to a close, Lucretia agreed to stay behind with Rhea. Just to make sure they don't run off. Torlun and Felix head home. There was a funny little instance with Torlun thinking that Felix was perhaps romantically interested in the young Rhea, which led to some amazing interaction. And some very unwanted courtship advice, of course. Torlun also took care of Felix's arm using the healing hands for the first time, before Felix returned with food and drink for the two women who were staying in the church. Lozu and Navarre returned and briefly discussed the situation, taking in stock of what had happened thus far, with it being 5 days left to save Baldur's Gate. However, the conversation was interesting because Navarre wondered if Lucretia liked flowers, and Lozu gave some gentle encouragement. But as Navarre slept, something else more miraculous happened. Melting out of winter and spring fully coming into bloom, blue was replaced by pinks and greens. Hair that was usually white and grey, like the midwinter, changed into pink. And of course, Navarre, being an Eldarin, changed seasons in their sleep. While all of that was going on, Cochrane seeked out a female friend, the same female friend that they wrote a letter to, warning and revealing to them what had been going on thus far. This other woman turned out to be another member of the Flaming Fist. And Cor gave them an update of what had been happening, and the fact that Favius Creed is apparently in the city alive and well. Both agree that this was suspicious and required more investigation. Cochrane also learned at the same time that the heir of their leader, called Portia, had returned and was trying to claim her heritage. Cor asked his friend, Cor asked their friend to organise a meeting with her so that they could find out what was going on. Last, they asked their friend to bring their mum out of the city should they fail. Finally, just before the night closed, Lucretia and Rhea were bonding, sharing stories, talking about the situation. And it was at this point that Rhea shared the tale that the Hell Riders know of Zariel and what happened with the blood war that happened between the Celestial Courts and, of course, Hell. It turned out that perhaps the Hell Riders were not as guilty as the tale had led everyone to believe. And as the party returned to church, Torlun bringing breakfast, Navarre revealing their new season. The party revealed to Rhea that they were indeed Flaming Fist, making Rhea mistrust them. And with 4 days left to sail of Baldur's Gate, it is here we will begin the session.
So what do we do?
The general question, or
Well, and I'll point to the Hell Rider woman and say, she obviously isn't in good minds right now with this little revelation. And we still have that meeting with Thurstwell and the meeting with the new High Commander. Once that's over with, if you are so inclined to join me.
Well, yeah.
No, I was just clearing my throat. I had some cheese stuck in there
From what?
from our breakfast.
Jeez, it gets stuck in his throat.
Mm-hmm. I heard teeth, and I was seriously doubtful of my cooking skill for a moment.
Well,
I was sure I took those out.
Yeah, I'm not intimately familiar with Lozu's biology, but it might be possible that he has teeth in his throat. We don't know.
Yeah. Torlun looks visibly disturbed.
Sounds
About saving the city. Shouldn't we try to get to that last Vanthampur son who might have information on Flavius?
Thurstwell, yes.
Yeah. Do we need to wait for a certain point of time, or can we just start now? I mean, didn't we want to go underground? It's dark there.
No, Lozu had an invitation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the crow just handed it to me. Well, clawed it to me.
Talent
Talent,
I mean,
yes.
they're like, yeah, something like that. I mean, it's as good a lead as any as I think we have, but Rhea said something last night that I think is interesting that might help us figure out a way to stop this. She mentioned the source of the power of the city. Sorry, it's I don't keep things in my head really well, but what makes Baldur's Gate run? Maybe if we figure that out, if we find the source of that and we protect that, we can stop the fall of the city. Because if whoever it is that's targeting the city is going to target the source of its power, the power source.
But
And maybe
things and abject poverty. Sorry, don't
well,
interrupt. I just
apart from
no.
Would I know anything specific that is influential in the city apart from the aristocratic and the kind of military power?
So obviously, yes, you have the patriarchs, which you know about. And you have, obviously, the Flaming Fist, which are like the mercenary city guard.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes the city run is the Grand Duke and the other courting Duke.
So that's kind of the aristocratic bodies.
Well, yes, they're a cut above the rest. They are literally what runs Baldur's Gate.
So I think with that, then I say, well, unlike Elturel with its power source, it's very much, yes, ours is very much mundane. It's a hierarchy structure. The Grand Dukes are literally on top, and I suppose with them idle, deposed, scattered,
dead.
We all see the chaos that is in the city right now.
Would have been so much easier if it was just a magical power source. We could just
I mean, names have meaning.
people's hard.
I don't know. I think people are pretty easy to manipulate.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it happened to me my entire life, so.
That's a tidbit I wasn't expecting.
Point me at them. I might have a few words for them.
I think I'll first stop is Thurstwell. That's the only vampire we haven't had contact with, and see if they're actually keeping. What was the name of your...
Lavius Creed.
Yes. Krieg. See if they're actually keeping him somewhere. And then, if nothing comes of that, we have our meeting with someone who is highly indebted to the vampires and is vying for power within the Flaming Fist. I think we need decisive action.
I completely
agree.
We just need to do something, and even if it's a dead end, then at least we have it off the list and can concentrate on something else. I don't get what is talking about hidden power is, unless we're talking about a dead 3. I guess they're powerful and hidden. I don't see how this is going to help us, to be honest. It's not like that there's like this legendary magical MacGuffin thingy. We can save like a rune stone or a central color or an Arkenstone. We don't have those things in Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is very much the people with all their strength and all their weakness.
It's simple tactics. Divide and conquer. It's basic but effective.
It might not be that simple.
What do you mean?
Think back earlier to the Vanthampurs funding the cultists in the city. You don't see the connection?
Are you saying the cultists are keeping us out of hell or getting us into hell?
No. What drives Baldur's Gate?
Desperation.
Well, yes, that and misery, but I was more speaking to the idea. Uteral has its companion and has the person who speaks with the companion. This city is obviously fucked up and has been from the beginning. So, I don't know, maybe there's some connection with the Dead 3 and the Vanthampurs. And something is there. There's some sort of thread there, but I cannot see it. Not properly.
Like the Dead 3 are what are helping the Vanthampurs or the Grand Duke stay in power?
That is a better idea, yes.
Maybe?
You don't get in power and you don't stay in power without making some sort of bargain. And it could be bargains with people, political corruption, or it could be something else, something otherworldly.
But it's still divide and conquer. It's still thus them on the top.
Yes.
We get them off, and we stop this, potentially.
Maybe.
So, this actually brings to mind something that Bane said. Bane said that in 7 days, something would happen. He didn't say that Baldur's Gate would sink.
He said Baldur's Gate would fall, right?
Right. But he also said, make sure you're on the right side. So what that says to me, really there's no right side. There's just a side that saves your butt or someone else's butt.
You like butts?
It doesn't.
Butts are
Pretty
great.
Yes, you sit on them. They're very comfy. They're nice to look at. We have...
What?
What?
Anyway.
Maybe there's going to be a little altercation before anything falls.
Well,
Lozu,
Hmm.
what's an altercation?
A fight.
Ah, why don't you say so?
I did. Just with more syllables. Sounds that make words.
God damn it. A deadpan as well.
Lozu says you don't need to be so condescending. Not everybody speaks common as well as you do.
I imagine like Lozu like swirls the tea, pinky out, sips it.
Letter is in character, by the way.
Everyone can clearly see that Torlun is just nodding at this point. Like, mm-hmm.
Okay, look, we have a
Right.
meeting with the Vanthampur, the Thurstwell. Actually, you know how I've spoken to where is here?
She's right there.
I know, she's not saying anything, which makes me wonder, is Gosselin being a flaming fish going to be an issue?
You
You're muted.
Very muted.
They lost their voice.
Yeah, she's silent. She just nods. You don't know what it means. We will see.
Okay, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but we need to know if you're on our side or not.
It depends if you are on my side or not.
I'm on Torlun's side.
Look, I get elven it's been a while since I've spoken this language. I get being cryptic is an elf thing, but we really need you to not be cryptic. You know?
I'm not doing it today. I'm sorry. I can't.
It's okay.
just do hair flips and you'll be alright. There you go.
Or if she can reply in common, it's fine.
Yeah, she will reply in common. I am not being cryptic at all. What I want is to know you will not hand me over to the guard. The flaming fist are not to be trusted.
I mean, I know that.
I mean, I already agreed with you on that. So I already said there was a schism within them, more than what is normal.
And what, I'm supposed to take you for your word even though you lied to me?
I just met you, elf. Calm down.
I don't know. Never mind.
Shut up.
I'll make sure he doesn't hand you over
They are not
Hey.
going to hand you over.
personally.
I gave my word. That should be enough.
Yes, they said that they wouldn't harm you. If you betray us,
Sorry.
I've made no promises. There, an equal footing. Can we move along and make sure we all don't get burned as we get dragged down to hell?
That would be preferable, yes.
I just like give her like a steely gaze.
Oh, maybe I should prepare for that.
Fire?
Well, you know, I suppose I should go to a library and read a book about hell.
Hmm.
Rhea.
Yes.
God, I can't believe I'm even saying this. My dad would be so proud. Oh my God. I swear to you on the royal star that was under my birth that we will not betray you. Okay?
Fine.
It is done. Let's get out of here and go see this nerd.
Lozu, I believe you know the way.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Finally,
Swings
something
his
I can
umbrella up.
understand.
So this time I'm not going to be like hiding away from public. I'm going to walk beside Lozu.
Mm-hmm.
And just on the travel have a little conversation.
All right. You're already in Hightown, so it won't take you very long. But if you want to slow down your pace so that you can have this conversation, please do.
Hey, Lozu.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get a chance to read that book yet?
Yes. Yes, I did.
Okay. What do you think about it? It's not bad, right?
Well, no, it isn't all that bad. Did you have any questions in particular?
Yeah. I was never really taught how to read, so I've been teaching myself over time, and I've been trying to figure it out.
I wish you
Oh,
had said something sooner. We could have dealt with this a long time ago.
Oh, I've been learning for a couple of years now. It's not that hard, surprisingly. But yeah, I've been wondering a few things about the actual religion. It
Such
says
as?
In one of the passages it said, those that bring about the unmaking of the soil from the bones that are meant to be there are deserving of death.
Which would be a complete misquote of the entire section. Like, generally speaking, understanding it, but not nearly accurate.
What page was that on?
May I?
Sure. Hands over the book.
I'll flip through it pretty quickly, and it's like on the 4th or 5th page.
Yeah.
Well, it looks here that I think they're talking about removing the dead from their graves.
Right, and people who do that deserve to die.
I believe that people who do that deserve judgment. Or it says here justice, so
yeah, justice, death.
That's that whole sentence right there. It's just a whole lot to unpack. But for now, no.
No.
Just it doesn't always mean death. Usually there is a judge who says, you took this body out of its grave and did something terrible with it. That might deserve death. But if you were just a priest, right, digging up the grave so that you can put it somewhere better because something might be wrong with the earth in that area, that wouldn't necessarily mean that they should die.
Oh. Do you mind when we have more time we talk about this? I could use some help translating.
That's absolutely fine.
Thank you.
Then I just slink further back behind everybody.
Can I sneak a quick peek at that book? Like, I'm just gonna look over at it. What is it a book on?
Lozu does not hide it.
Okay.
It's about the Ravenqueen.
Huh. Uh, 16 plus 7 for religion. Do I know who typically worships the Ravenqueen?
I would say in Faerun, you know those that worship the Ravenqueen to be those that hold death most sacred.
We keep walking. Navarre doesn't say anything for now.
Quatrain, when we get to this Vanthampur boy, how do you want to deal with him? We beat him up? Do we capture him? Do we ask nicely?
Well, from what I remember hearing and know about them, this first well will be in the estate. And perhaps Lady Vanthampur might even be there. It is Lozu's meeting. I will let them take the lead, but we'll just see what happens.
Then we should be ready to fight our way out of there. If things go south, they then will go south spectacularly.
I don't envision things to go south. Remember, if we have to hide from everyone, we won't save anyone.
That's a good point.
We just need to have a clear head, and any dislikes you have of them, put to one side. We're going into their territory.
I don't trust them, but it seems like a bad idea to make all of the Vanthampurs our enemies.
Yes, and besides, I'm going to meet you there. Because I'm supposed to be the brother, don't forget.
Alright.
Then we should talk about it in advance. What are we going to do if they have that Hell Rider captain? Are we trying to free him? Are we trying to just take the information and do whatever? Because we cannot openly talk about those things when we stand in the middle of the Vanthampur mansion.
We've been behind on this from the start. Everyone has all the information, we don't. If we act, we show our hand and we're having to catch up. We have to have a way of gaining this information and using it to our benefit without fully exposing ourselves.
Those are a lot of words, I know, but I don't get your point. I know that we don't know anything, but how are we going to hide that we don't know anything? If we just pretend we don't know, we know everything, won't they just assume we know and not tell us?
No, if we find out that they have this person, we're going to have to find out where they have them, how guarded it is, and if we can get them out with minimal force.
So you want to come back later?
Scope it out, get information, find a layout. Seems like the best bet.
Yeah, that I can work with. Now I understand what we want to do.
If it comes down to it, if we figure out where, if they are holding him, I can make someone invisible. I think Felix is probably our best bet at getting in quietly. If we want to go back out and break him out of that establishment. He's already very quiet, naturally.
He is. Very good. Perhaps we should have went to the Builders Guild and found out the blueprints of the actual building.
I've had renovations done to the place.
I have certain connections.
We have the time to use them.
Lozu, when's our meeting?
I look at the paper. What time did it say, Madam DM?
Midday.
Midday. We have an hour or two.
Yes.
Yeah, so you woke up quite early, you had breakfast. We will say it's about 9 o'clock.
My pitch is we go there, ask our questions, leave, and then we make a plan afterwards. If I'm seen going to any kind of guild or offhand marketeer, it may get back to them, and we don't want that before we get any information.
Right. Another question. How do you know Thurstwell is friendly to his brother? Do we know?
I'm sorry, what?
Is Thurstwell friendly? Friendly towards his brother.
All right, cheers, calm down. You went for like 7 different languages.
Get it out in comments and just went through them all.
Yeah, and Torlun turns into a dwarf-shaped question mark again. Huh?
It's like the math gif. From what I remember, correct me if I'm wrong, Lozu, this person stays in the house, sickly. I don't know much about them, to be fair.
But they have eyes
well,
everywhere, right?
yes, they do. It's just an assumption because I deal only with Lady Vanthampur. Because honestly, getting too deep is very dangerous. What I know of Thurstwell and his older brothers is that they don't get along too well. But Thurstwell and what was his name again? It just disappeared.
Amric?
Right.
Like,
Those two aren't on killing terms yet.
Run me a history check, Lozu.
This will be the first time I'm using Lozu's dedicated dice.
Good luck. May the dice gods bless them.
That is a 14.
Okay. So what you do know about the brothers is thus. Thurstwell is the eldest. However, he is not the heir presumptive.
All right.
Amric is the heir presumptive because he is healthy, handsome, successful. Thurstwell, on the other hand, is sickly. You've met him once. Pale, tall, thin, crooked back, twisted. Never leaves the house, never has guests. Despite having eyes everywhere, it's not known how he gets that information.
Right. So I can safely say that Thurstwell is not on great terms with Amric. He is the oldest son, but Amric is prettier.
Jealousy.
I know that feeling.
So it's very likely that our little debacle with Amric may have been responsible for our interview with Thurstwell.
Perhaps, yes.
Trouble.
I think you broke Torlun.
Not sure.
Well, I'll meet you outside the gate, either way. I'll be in a different appearance. And I'm going to try and break off and hide.
Lozu, do you want me with you? Or should I abscond as well? Stay away.
Well, the interview is not until noon, and it's only 9 at the moment, so we've got some time to do some other things. Did anyone have anything on their agenda today?
Nah, I
but
kind of left it wide open for this.
I did look around a bit to see if we are being watched, though.
Could try.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a stealth check, please.
Yeah. Yeah, stuffy. hiding in the shadow, doing other stuff. I crit. 22 if you need to have the full thing.
Yeah, because a crit doesn't mean an automatic success, but that's very interesting. Thank you.
I'm like,
I kind of imagine you doing that scene from The Emperor's New Clothes.
Emperor's New
I've never actually seen that film.
Have you not? Oh,
I've
you
never
need
actually
to.
seen it.
It's so good.
So good.
I know more about the memes in the film at this point.
Yeah, the bit where Crunk is like doing the stuff, like singing his own stealth music.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely my own stealth music in my own head.
Yeah. Is anybody watching us in the street or anything? Or?
With your passive perception of ridiculous, not that you see.
I cast ridiculous.
It's the ears.
Well, given that we have a few hours, why don't we visit the library?
Library?
Yes, with the whole goal being to find a book on hell and what we could expect.
Why would you want to read about hell? I think the whole point of this adventure is to prevent going there.
Well, it's good to know about your
We
enemy.
may fail.
Haven't we lost at that point?
No.
Well, that doesn't mean we're dead.
True. We're worse than dead if we're in hell? That's how it works.
Maybe not. Just because a place is different doesn't mean it's
Or
terrible.
maybe.
It's literally hell, Felix. It's the place you measure bad with. So,
I bet
I
there's
never
nothing on
compared
the
it to that.
Feywild.
Well, my whole goal there is, to find ways to survive in a very, very hostile environment. Because I can't be so arrogant as to believe that that there isn't a chance that we can fail.
oh, there's definitely a chance we can fail. That's why we need to concentrate on not failing instead of preparing to fail.
I mean, we might also be able to learn about our enemy. If there's something related to them, we'd be able to know more about them, maybe. I don't like going up against something I don't know what it is.
Me
Focus
neither.
is going to help you with that.
Because books have information about things you do not know yet.
I know, but
mean-
they're big and confusing.
Yeah, but
That is
people who
why-
can read them they know a lot of things.
This
That's
is
true, I'll
literally what I do. I am snarky and I know things. Just let me read. Please, library, let's go.
Yes, Caro Cronfi. Whatever you
Oh
say.
my god, please stop calling me that.
Yes, Caro Cronfi.
Oh my god, that is, oh my god, oh my god. Ugh, I walk off.
I follow you. I have been told to do a thing. I will do that thing.
Right, whatever. To the library we go. Do.
So, question. Is our good friend Rhea coming with us to the library? / is it a good idea if they come visit Thurstwell with us? Where is Rhea currently in this situation?
I mean, I am disguised. They have a hood up and a cloak, and that is it.
Excellent, the Torlun way.
So, what I would like to ask you, Raya, is are you civilized?
Of course I'm civilized.
So you follow guest rights.
Naturally.
Wonderful. We are guests today.
Very well.
Tomorrow may not be the same, but tomorrow's another day.
I only want to find out where Thaddeus Creed is. It will not stab your Thurstwell. By the way, what kind of name is that?
I know, it's like the
honestly
worst,
don't
isn't
know.
it?
It's a little pretentious, to be sure.
Hello, my name is Thurstwell. I'm mysterious. What a nerd. Says the wizard. Yeah,
I like that you call other people nerds, Navarre.
Takes one to know one.
I mean, I'm sure it's a very good disguise, and if you want to come to the library, that's great. I do worry about how the Vanthampurs are going to take having a Hellrider in their house, even as good as your disguise is.
Don't
Well,
they already
look
have
at it.
one Hellrider with them, like their captain?
Oh, right.
Listen, probably.
Well, I mean, aren't the Vampanthers kind of like royalty here? Kind of.
Sort of.
Do they subscribe towards the guest appearance?
Sort of.
If somebody is invited into your home, you're not allowed to harm them as long as they are in your home. It's a big thing where I come from.
It's a
Yes.
big thing here too, unless you're noble.
Same where I'm from as well. It's like a law.
Yeah. Lozu, do they believe in that?
Madam DM, does Lady Vanthampur exercise guest rights?
Yes, she does.
Yes. I have visited her in her home several times, and she has treated me with utmost respect.
Lozu, that is her
Mhm.
though, not her son's.
It's still her house, and we are still guests. And I am still currently employed, so until the moment where I'm fired, I will continue to assume that I am not on a hit list.
Okay.
The Vanthampurs are now mafia.
I mean, they've kind of set it up that way.
It's
One
just
of them's a money lender, the other one's a spy.
Yeah.
And the head of the family just goes around being innocent and has nothing to do with all the bad things happening.
No, totally innocent. Lozu, I'm just concerned, Thurstwell might not be physically intimidating, but if he has a spy network across the whole city, whatever that is or whatever it looks like, tall, scrawny, skinny, horribly sickly people, they tend to not fight with their bodies but their minds, and I'm concerned he might be some sort of wizard. Just a thought.
Probably.
Just a thought.
Well, there are rumors that he consorts with demons. There are several magical traditions that deal with that sort of contact, but I am absolutely sure that this is all a mind game for him.
We were being watched when we went into the sewers the first time.
So it's very likely that he knows most of the things we've been up to.
Very likely, yes. Some sort of leathery winged thing. Only thing I know is that has leathery wings are really large bats and fiends. Or maybe the world's strangest bird, but walk into the library.
Navarre, would you like to know what things have leathery wings but you can't see?
Yeah, I'd love to.
I have an assumption.
I would love to know what has leathery wings that I can't see. What do you want me to roll?
I will let you roll a history check for it.
Oh, that one's gone. I have no idea where that went. It literally just rolled off my table. Math is hard. Oh my god, why am I fucking 18?
You do not, unfortunately.
Cool.
You can think of a few things, but you don't have enough information to pinpoint it down.
Where did that dice go? There it is. You know what? I have no idea. Let's just go.
So you're going on to the library, and you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
It's not a grand building like you find in some other cities. It's a very nice building because you're still in what I'm going to call Hightown. But it's not a big, grand, triple structured building with marble and gold and spiral staircases. No, it's just a quaint little, slightly smaller than a town hall type of building. Flowers outside.
Lozu stops outside to smell the flowers.
Doesn't
I will
seem
look
very
very-
busy either.
I wait.
I'll look very confused and think that this is ceremonious and smell some flowers.
Excellent. Torlun
What
just
kind of
eyes-
flowers are there?
They are pansies.
Is there a yellow one?
Yes, there's purple, yellow, blue, pink, red, and white ones. The purple
I'll
has
pick a yellow one.
bits. The yellow one has navy blue bits inside.
Perfect. I'm going to pick a yellow one and sort of just tuck it behind my ear.
Lozu leans over to Navarre. Here, flower, flower, here. You may not even have to ask her.
Okay. That suits you very much. Okay, I'm going inside.
Thank you. I'm going to pick one of the purple ones too
Okay.
and hold on to it.
Torlun will stare at the library as if it was a dragon's den.
Hey, you're not coming inside?
Yes, I will. Let's go.
Right.
Okay, so you
No,
go
I won't.
inside. Polished stone floors. The smell of books. That book smell. I don't know how to describe that book smell. I'm just going to say the book smell. Everyone that's ever touched a book knows the book smell. But also with sandalwood, as you notice that furniture here is all made and carved with sandalwood. The lighting very gentle. There's also a slight hint of ozone. You know that smell just after the rain? That's the smell of ozone. And you also get the sense of magical resistance on all the shelves. And it's just rows and rows of shelves. There's probably about 20 here. As I said, this is not a grand library. The books are chained to the shelves.
See, Felix? That's how you know that books are dangerous.
Well, I've only ever heard of a couple of books that killed people.
They kill people?
Not often. I mean, people kill people.
I mean, I heard that books can poison people's minds. I didn't know that could be lethal.
No information is poisonous. It is what you do with it that matters. Okay, the library. Navarre's hair is like luminescently pink, like way more vibrant than usual, and they're practically like skipping down the shelves. There's just a little bounce to their step.
You just hear like your shoes scuffing in a rhythm as you go down the hall. Very quiet. You don't see anybody about immediately.
Is there a bell?
There is not. There isn't like a front desk in a modern library. That's what you're looking for.
Lozu, are you looking for someone?
a librarian. Most libraries are tended to by someone.
Is there somewhere? Yelling at the top of his lungs.
You hear a creaking of a door and a jingle of keys before a very loud
In equally loud voice to Lozu. Found someone!
No, I'm just going to let you go. You've sealed your fate. Starts slowly fading away from Torlun.
Okay, I will turn around with my bullshit perception of not very much. Gone. Hello?
You hear the sound of heavy footsteps. Dum, dum. The creaking of old stairs. The jingling of keys. They get louder.
Torlun is seemingly drawn between fight or flight.
In fact, they're just round the next row of bookshelves. And around the corner, you see a halfling. Wearing almost like a burlap white robe. Very simple. The hair tidily put back. And they're carrying a grand necklace that both loops into a belt filled with keys. They have brown hair and brown eyes. They have tiny little spectacles perched on the end of their nose. They leer at you. Is that you making all that noise?
Yes. I did not know what to do, so I wanted to ask for help.
You an imbecile boy. Boy, that's appropriate. Judging from your beard, boy, seems appropriate.
Excuse me? I'm over 100 years old. That's probably... And my beard is longer than your beard, so... What does that make you then?
I have books older than your beard, boy.
I can easily believe that, yes. I mean, you also seem to have very dangerous books, seeming that you chained them all up.
Dangerous? Books are not dangerous.
Of course they're dangerous. They can be poisonous.
Maybe to the feeble-minded, but no. Here are the most valuable items in all the world, and that is why they are locked.
Are they a treasure?
Yes.
Oh.
Ah, I was misinformed. I apologize.
I am the key custodian. This is a library. Continue to make a ruckus, and I will call the guard, and you will be fined.
That seems fair. I apologize. I did not know the customs of being in a book place library. I have never been to one. Can I inquire about books now? Or
If you must.
Yes, I must. Do you have a book about paladins? Like kind of a guide, I guess?
Yeah, how to smite, for instance.
How to smite. I do believe we have a copy of An Idiot's Guide to Smiting and Oaths.
I was hoping for catch
That
these
sounds
hands or lay them.
But let us check the codex. And the hidden walks away. And with the jingling, their feet are so heavy for such a tiny little person.
I'll walk behind them. very excited.
Yeah, I will follow too. Way less excited.
And they lead you to the back room because this is where it's kept in the library, in old libraries. I'm having a real library experience. So yes, they consult a codex, which to you just appears to be a box before they open it. And then an illusion appears with a tiny little, almost wisp-like light. And it's an illusion of a book. And the book looks quite thin. You're not sure how the list of all the books that are here is in this tiny, thin, illusioned book.
This is your book of books? Interesting.
Well, I think they call it shorthand.
Ah. Yeah, it's for people with short hands. Makes sense.
What?
So what I do, I take the book and I turn it around. What do I do now?
Keep your dirty mitts off codex. I will consult it. Let's see. Oh, we have Fighters Club. First rule of Fighters Club is don't talk about Fighters Club. Second rule of Fighters Club is protect the cleric. No.
I like that one.
Everything is illuminated thanks to fairy fire. No. Eat, Pray Club. A guide to barbarian orcs. No. Sorry, I can do this all day.
I hope you do.
Please do. I have nothing to do for another 12 hours. Go on.
The Charming Bones, a tale about necromancers looking for love in all the wrong places. The Very Hungry Purple Worm. Oh, that's a children's book. How did that get in there?
Wait, what?
The Very Hungry Purple Worm. It's great. It's about a purple worm that goes around and it's like, oh, today I ate 8 purple people. And then you put your finger through. It's great. It teaches colours and numbers. But I didn't know it was that.
It teaches numbers? Where is it?
Oh, and he presses his finger on it and does like a flick gesture. And the tiny little wisp that was hovering above the book and the codex zooms off. Follow that, it will lead you there.
I run at full speed.
Okay. No running in the library.
I briskly walk at full speed. Jogger steps.
Let me see. War and Gears, an enchanter's guide to bringing down an established government. A tale
Oh, well,
of
you marked that one.
gypsies. Bear with me, sorry, it is a very big book.
No problem.
Not
Do you
alphabetical
also have
either.
a guide, something called like To Hell and Back? That might be particularly useful in the near future.
No, we do not have that one in stock, but we do have Celestials and Demons, a tale of a Githyanki explorer and his adventure through the plains.
That sounds interesting too, but I want to know about paladins. Also, does the other one have pictures?
It does not, I'm afraid. It's a jaunt.
Then I'm not interested.
Zen and the Art of Punching Dragons in the Face, One Monk's Guide, A Life as an Adventurer. The Illithid, a story about a decade-long war against mind flayers.
That's terrible!
And so on and so forth. We seem to have 2 copies of How to Spot and Mimic. Becoming a paladin. A full guide to becoming the lawful good person you always hoped to be.
That sounds perfect.
It's a heavy book. It includes about how to protect orphanages and the correct means of smiting one's enemies. Once again, does touch and the flick. Another little wisp is off and it shoots down.
Having seen how Felix correctly walked in the library, I will try to do the same. I mean, obviously, I could try skipping because Caro Comfy told me that skipping is the perfect way to go. So I might accommodate that, but it's a bit loud with my full armor. And I still think that halfling is truly a polymorphed stone giant, so I'm kind of careful.
So I'm just getting up all my book lists. I've got one for smutty book titles. I've got all sorts. I've always wanted to go to a library, now I can, so we're going to be here for a while. I'm sorry.
Fantasy.
This is
Navarre.
this is a DM wish list item.
I'll creep up to the librarian very, very quietly.
Yes.
I have a few books I would like to find.
Mm-hmm. Very busy today. Barely get a person a month. It's only 3. What are you looking for?
Well, several. I would like a book on the planes. I would like a book on planar magic. I'd also like a book on how to ask a girl out. I would also like a book on different spellcrafts. The deity Savras. Actually, I have a list. Would you mind if I just gave it to you?
Yeah, much better. Let's have a look.
I flip through the spell book list. It's an extensive list.
Okay. So an old finger goes down.
Oh, and building plans for the city, particularly the Vanthampur estate.
Oh, you'll want the archives for that. That's downstairs.
Ah, wonderful. I thought so. I can find my way in a library. I know the what is it called in your language? Ducky decimal system.
Yes, perfect system. Nothing better. So,
Mostly I'm researching the planes, stuff about hell, extraplanar beings.
So I'll give you a title. How to Capture Your Princess, a collection of dating tips, advice and tricks written by and for and to masculine people. Use it at your own risk.
That sounds very toxic. I do have something a little more modern.
This is a library of arcane knowledge. It's not a place to... You want to pick up chicks, this is the one book we have on the subject for its amusing reading.
Right, I think maybe I'll just take my chances. Whatever. I'm also looking for new spells, but that can wait.
How to get familiar with your familiar?
I don't need one of those. Lozu has one.
Okay. The planes. Plane shifting. Details on different ways to travel between different planes of existence.
Oh, that would be helpful.
Population dynamics of cryptosaurs, tristes on the ever-evolving age structures of dragons by region and plane.
No, not dragons. I'm more looking at the any books on Zariel. Not that I want to follow her. I'm trying to research her. Research her. This language is very difficult.
The power of directed magic. You'll want that.
The power of what?
Directed magic.
Oh, thank you.
Cantrip cooking is very good as well.
Can't cooking. I usually leave the cooking to Lozu, but maybe I could help out. He does so much work all the time, you know.
No,
He's
it's more
cooking
like
ghost picture.
mixing cantrips for new exciting effects. Very fascinating there.
Really?
Mm.
Yes, I would like that one as well.
Hell.
Can I check out books, or do I have to read them here?
I'm afraid you can only read one book at a time. With a custodian present.
Yes, but I can read multiple books simultaneously, so 2 at a time, is that okay?
I guess we can use the stockade. He turns his finger towards a very dusty, you know those kneeling secretary chairs that they used to use back in the day where you used to kneel, sit?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one of those. It's made out of metal, and there is a table there, also made of metal, but you can see where the chains are supposed to be linked through in holes.
That looks really uncomfortable, but you suffer from knowledge, it's fine.
This is the point.
Wonderful is sort of the thing I'm into, I guess.
Here is one, but I will not permit you to check this out at the same time.
Okay.
Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes.
Alright, I have to read that one separately.
Anything else?
The plans for the Vanthampur estate, perhaps?
Yes, archive downstairs. My colleague will help you.
Okay, I'll go there first. Is the pick plane shifting, and is it actually just all of the ones you mentioned, just 2 at a time? You don't have to stand there. I know how to handle books.
I have to unlock the books. I am the keeper of the keys, and then I have to chain them to the table. It is the rules.
Okay, I will follow you then.
And he does the little tick and flick, and you get your own little wisp. Just let the wisp know when you're ready.
Okay, I follow it very happily.
You get some claws on your side as a reminder that someone is still with you.
Oh, hi, are you all done there?
Were you admiring that wisp?
A little. Why? It is showing me books. I'm following it. Should I not?
I am the only thing you should know.
Lucretia is very pretty as well. Can I admire her?
I shall think about it.
You are the most beautiful thing on the planet, though. You know that, right?
Disappears.
I pat my pocket and follow the wisp.
So yes, the wisp leads you. So you're kind of at the book. There's an upstairs with balcony where you think there's some doors up there, and you think that's where the halfling came from. But you're led kind of like this down this very square, dark, narrow, hardly lit thing, tunnel. But it doesn't matter because you are an elf. You can see in the dark. Before you reach a single spiral staircase that goes downstairs. And you go down. And the smell of books leaves you. And the smell of ozone gets stronger. In fact, halfway down this staircase, you're quite sure that you walked through a magical barrier. There's that little bit of where your breath catches in your chest for a moment. The wisp carries on, you're led. It's a little bit more temple-esque down here. The ceiling's higher. Grand columns, not exquisitely carved or anything, but they're quite grand. You're led down another hallway. before you get to a room. And in this room, bigger than the library, are diamond-shaped carved holes filled with paper of varying ages, floor to ceiling. And this goes on for 100 foot before, by a gentle blue glowing light, you see a drow sitting on top of a pedestal-like thing, scribbling away at what appears to be an extensive long list. What you also notice, crawling along your feet, are tiny mushrooms, moving, and each seems to be holding a piece of paper. They seem to be taking it. They either take it to a shelf or pick something up from a shelf and move it over, or take it to the drow, making the list. And they're very small. They're about, 10 centimetres tall. You only noticed because you thought the floor was moving.
Okay, this is weird. I will carefully try to make my way through the mushrooms without stepping on them.
Roll me a dex check.
Oh, if I'm about to step on one, I will stop in mid-track. Okay. That's not bad. 16.
You make your way through, tiptoeing, stepping, sidestepping. You do a little twirl at one bit, as they don't seem to bump into each other. It's almost like they have a fixed path and they know exactly where everyone else is. And you make your way safely to, of course, the drow. Working your way on the list.
Oh boy. I wonder if I'm about to get stabbed or not. Excuse me.
Yes, can I help you? They don't look up.
Looking for a book on recent recent renovations in noble estates. I'm doing some research on the city.
Books are upstairs. This is the archive. And there's the noise of the quill being set down, and they finally look up to you. Androgynous in appearance.
For once in my life, I am not hiding my face. Great. I was sent down here by the custodian.
Old fool. You would like buildings?
Building plans specifically, yes.
Any particular building or just the entire city?
While that's a fascinating line of thinking, no, I would like to see the Vanthampur estate specifically.
Vanthampur estates. And they reach down and they pick up one of those little mushroom things. And you see them start to weave a magical incantation. That hasn't been updated in about 50 years. They set it down. It immediately starts to skimper off. And they just resume back to looking at you.
What else is down here aside from building plans?
births, deaths, alliances, deals, guild, businesses, stock reports, minutes from the Duke's meeting. Anything or anything, really.
Any history of the Vanthampurs having interactions with the cultists of Bane or Ball? Or anybody connected to them?
Good question. Reaches down again, picks up one of those mushroom things, does the same thing, puts it down, off it skitters.
Fascinating file system you have here.
Thank you. I created it myself when I first arrived here. Just papers everywhere.
Yep. It's impressive. And I am speaking Elven, so. Stand here awkwardly until the papers come back, unless there are any questions.
They just kind of stare at you, like, waiting. And after, like, a few awkward minutes pass, they pick up their quill and they go back to their list. I would offer you a seat, but space is quite limited down here. We don't have any.
No, it's fine. I spend most of my day sitting at a desk doing research, so standing's nice. I just didn't want to step on your friends.
They are myconid constructs. They are not real.
Oh, well, I'd still feel bad if I stepped on them. You worked hard on them, right?
They're self-repairing.
Oh, well, I don't like to hurt things, so.
They don't feel pain. I step on them all the time. That's why they're self-repairing in practice. Trying to keep maintenance on these things. Drives me insane sometimes.
Have you ever considered flying constructs?
Yes, I did hear once of a flying flump construct. Apparently it's sung. As it was just a rumour. I've never seen it.
That's really weird. Sorry, I haven't seen a drow in a really long time. It's sort of awkward. I don't mean to be rude.
It's fine, I get stared at all the time. That's why I'm down here. I like it down here. It's dark. I can just do my work.
I don't mean it that way.
In what way did you mean it?
The Drow, the Underdark, and my people don't necessarily have a very good history together. So I wasn't sure how you'd react, which is probably unfair of me, actually. Because I don't know where you're from.
No, I'm from there, but I am a common lesser male. I don't get involved in those politics, and I haven't been home in a very long time. I don't care for such things anymore.
Well, you're lucky. Are the myconids back?
You wait. I mean, you're asking for really old records, and this is a really big room. It's going to be a little bit of a wait. So unless you would like to discuss anything else with our drow friends, we can skip ahead.
Not unless they're going to bring up what I look like, and I don't have the feeling that they will, so...
No, they will not.
What's everybody else doing?
Yeah, so upstairs.
I will meet my greatest foe. A book with many pictures and writing. Lots and lots of writing. Like whole pages. It's terrifying.
Okay, so once you get to your book, you go to reach for it. And let me describe how these shelves work. So each book, there is a bar in the middle. So you've got the bookshelf and there's a bar, and the bar is locked. And each book is looped and chained to the bar and also the shelf. So you could reach for the book, but you couldn't get to it. But your wisp is there. And it starts to pulsate.
I wait and stare at it.
Just pulsates.
Is this the book?
You see so. I mean, it's not written on the...
I grab
the
the
spine
book
or
and
anything?
start pulling.
Okay.
Poor library.
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Natural 20.
Very good.
No
You-
book can harm this head.
When you reach for the book, you felt some resistance there before it passed through and you got hold of the book. Can't pull it out. Locked.
Well, that's
Shake
useless.
and rattle. The pulsating wisp is there. You're making a lot of noise. You get a loud...
It's stuck. How do I get it out of there?
And then, with you shouting that, with like a little pop, the wisp disappears, and there is standing the halfling. Oh, I think we're going to have like a test or something before people come in here. Any old idiot, and he's just like mumbling as he's working through the chain, finding the keys, finds the correct key, unhooks the bolt of the pole, slides the pole out, removes the book. Book is still on the pole, puts the chain back, gives you the chained book for you to read it there.
I open the book and stare at the page.
Okay, I will leave you to do that.
Are there pictures?
There's an occasional picture, but you know, it's just like someone in plate armor bracing up against a dragon. Someone in plate armor feeding the poor. Someone in plate armor rescuing a damsel in distress, but the damsel is actually not female. It's actually a cat up a tree. But that's the chapter.
Excellent. I will take out a piece of parchment and write down, I need plate armor. And then I will start reading like those first graders who read like every word. A soul, which and thus to serve the power of goodness. And like that. It will take forever.
Anyone else like to get some books that's in the library? Lucretia?
I would. I'm going to go up to the halfling. Hi, I was hoping to do some research. Would you mind helping?
What topics would you like to do?
Well, I would like to know maybe a book on the history of Baldur's Gate, but I don't, maybe like a primer version of it. And also maybe I'd like to know more about Elven culture. Something simple, also shorthand. I want to know about, well, all the different elven cultures really at this point. But
let's see here. No, we're not going to use that list. Let's see. No. Don't have anything brief on the history of Baldur's Gate. We do have the entire family tree of all the patriarchs since the beginning.
oh, that might be interesting. Well,
It's
maybe.
It's a very big book.
Is the elven one smaller? I don't have that much time. Is the elven one smaller? I don't have that much time. I mean,
Would you
I'm a
come
slow
to a
reader.
library if you're in a hurry?
because my friends are here?
Oh yes, we have a dummy's guide to elves right here. It covers all the base races.
Okay.
Swish and flick. Get your own wisp. Let's travel off.
All right. I follow the wisp.
Takes you first to the family trees of the patriarchs.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big book.
Oh. You know what? Let's check out the elf ones first, and maybe if there's time, I'll come back.
Okay. Wisp travels off. You find it pretty small, decent guide.
Perfect. All right.
And unless anyone else would like to do anything in the library, last call.
Just reading my book on learning numbers
And colours.
and colors.
This is here. We're
Good.
going to take our break. So, thank you everyone for letting me indulge myself in my DM wishlist item. I had a lot of fun. I didn't get to use any of my smutty titles. Maybe I'll sneak them in later. But don't go anywhere. We're going to have a quick break. Go to stretch your legs. Go to the bathroom. Have a drink. Go do the same, especially if you've been here since the start. And we'll be back in about 5, 10, 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Hello, Heart. Welcome back. We're back from our break, and it's time to
present your ducks.
Anyway, we're back from our break. Sorry it took a little bit longer. I needed to order dinner because I'm hungry, and I will need to eat after the session. Thank you, Tahina, for presenting your ducks. You may pass through this warlock check. But yes, also the party were having a great discussion on what they think is going on. As I have mentioned prior, I have changed the story of Descent into Avernus. I threw away the book. It was a bit boring, and I was like, we can do something fun. So right now they're throwing around their political intrigue thoughts. And usually as DM, I sit there and go, yes, that was totally my point in the beginning. But not this time. I think I like my plan more, which is all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say if they were right or wrong. I like my plan more. So I've got close. That's all I'm going to say. Just before the break, the party are waiting to have their meeting with, of course, Thurstwell Vanthampur. But first they had a little trip to the library, to which they gathered some information. And because we have spent half a session there because I got to live out a DM dream of mine, I will now confirm some information. Navarre, you managed to get what did you ask for? It's come back to me now. You managed to get blueprints to the Vanthampur estate, but they are 50 years old and may be out of date. You also received information about an execution of a Vanthampur ancestor that was related to the cult of Baal, but that is all the information you have now. And because you're probably sick of looking at my voice, let's get my wonderful crew of people up. Here they are. And so you spend probably, I would say, a couple of hours, enough hours to take you to midday in the library. Lozu and Quatrain, you did not go into the library. I would like to know what you've been up to.
Thank you. I think Quatrain has just been kind of with their stealth roll. They've just been looking to see if anyone was trying, or anyone or anything was trying to find them after they left the group, and seeing if who might be spying, birds included, because there's been a lot of weird birds around when we've been in important places.
Tell me a perception check.
Yeah, this is gonna be super bad. Da, 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 da. This is my song as I rolled. I got a 12. No, yeah, a 12.
You don't notice anyone following you. You don't hear any leathery wings. You don't even see any ravens, but you do at one point turn a corner and find a random raven feather just on the floor.
Go back to my stealthing. And I think that's just what I'm doing. I'm ducking and diving for my stealth.
Okay. Lozu, what have you been up to?
Lozu has been sitting outside the library, just on the stoop, crafting a small glass pyramid-like item that has in the center of it a moon. And so he's sitting there, surrounded in the glow of his magic, crafting this item right in front of the library.
Felix. Not only does the hungry purple worm book teach you colours and counting up to 10, but it also teaches you about various races and also days of the week. Because at the end of the book, the hungry purple worm turns into a Tarrasque.
Oh.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
Because it spent all week eating people. But we are done in the library. And it is time to go meet Thurstwell. Do you set off immediately? Is there anything you wish to discuss? Is there any information you would like me to lay down on you quickly before we do so?
And the only thing that I want to do is just as we're about to go, as I've been kind of ducking and diving, trying to be out of sight from just the general city, is that I'm going to start walking around maybe 5 minutes before we meet as Mortlock.
Okay. So you set off. 11:45 it is. Takes you 15 minutes to travel from the library to Vanthampur Villa. There's somebody up there. Just going to mute quickly. Imagine a very pretty villa for a moment. Someone can describe it for me.
Well, beautiful laid stoneworks in a semi-hexagonal form, arching into a large subset of grass patches that all have their own little significant idol placed in there, also adorned in stone. Multiple seating places for people to enjoy, and centrally located so that the sun can gaze down very brightly into this location. Do I need to keep going?
No, we're good. Thank you for doing that while my partner answered the door. You will also notice that the villa has a high wall surrounding it. It is 50 feet tall, and on top of it is, of course, a garrison. There you go. But in the courtyard, in front of the gate to this, of course, wall, is a company of Flaming Fist. And at the front, an elder-looking woman. I wouldn't say as old as Lady Vanthampur, but of an age, say, of 40. She wears an impressive set of armour, a white cloak thrown over her shoulder. She has olive skin, wrinkles around her eyes, smile lines, dark hair. And she's shouting up at the gatekeeper, who is above her. What do you mean that Lady Vanthampur has quit the city? The guard answers. I have been informed by her son Thurstwell that she left this morning. He is in charge. Well, I demand to see him, this woman says.
Do I recognize this woman?
Would you say that you know Portia?
I'm sure that there are like paintings and murals of her, and like since her father was like in charge, right?
And it is his favorite daughter. So yes, I would say it's her.
Okay. I think as this is going on, I think as we're in the group, I just kind of whisper under my breath. Porter, her name is, right?
Sorry, I sort of chugged that drink.
Yeah.
Portia.
Portia.
I'm going to spell it for you, because if you see it, you'll understand why I'm pronouncing it that way.
Okay. I'll look at everyone as we're all in the group kind of listening to this, and I'll just say, Portia. That's her. Grand Duke's favorite daughter.
Fresh from Chelt.
What's she doing here?
What is she doing here alone?
Not alone, she has a company of Flaming Fist with her.
How many?
10.
Almost alone.
Ray is still with us?
Yeah, she is, but she's kind of like snuck into the shadows.
Okay, cool.
Clank, 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 clank.
I'm gonna probably stand in front and sort of obscure as much as I can by standing, sort of blocking the view from the Flaming Fists.
I'm just gonna walk up because I live here.
That's going to go as marvelous as last time.
I'm going to sit and watch.
You walk up to the gate.
Let me in.
The guard looks at you, and you see a flurry of emotions cross his face in quick succession. I need you to roll me an insight check to catch them all.
Yes, I will marry you. 15.
You think you saw shock, surprise, maybe a smirk?
Let me in.
The gate opens.
I'll whistle and like nod my head in and kind of walk up, and I'll look to the portiere and just say, invite only. And I'll just walk in, waiting for the rest.
Looks disgusted.
Ah!
I would say that's insulted more than disgusted. Better, thank you. Just gonna clip that.
Excellent.
Done.
Yeah, I gesture for everyone to kind of like follow me,
and I will follow.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
Ching 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 ching.
Yep, following.
I live here. I know that tree.
I hope you're not doing that.
No. I'm just.
I love it. It's in your head.
Yeah.
It's the narration to give you the confidence of you in here.
I got a strut.
Yeah. You enter. You go up the stairs. You're let in.
Before I go in, if there's someone by the door, I just say, "Where is my brother, Thurstwell?"
It is the butler. You do not know the butler's name because you are not actually Torlun. I really wish I didn't.
Do I know the brother's name? Sorry, the butler's name.
Yes, it's Gordon.
I whisper into your mind, Mortlock. His name is Gordon.
Mr. Ramsey?
Excellent, we all thought it.
Okay.
Your brother will be with you soon, sir. He's going to the sitting room. And they gesture to the door. On your right,
Hey,
He
I had
said-
to look at the blueprints. Is the sitting room on the right?
There's a room definitely on the right.
Yeah, but is it a sitting room?
Does he say on the right to me?
No, he just gestures to the right.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if he says it to me, I'm gonna be suspicious. But like, why are you telling me, someone who lives here, where it is? But I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna say, good, and that's my arrival. And I'll gesture for him to walk in.
You wait for the butler to walk in.
Yeah, I say, and that's my arrival, and I gesture for him to go first.
He goes upstairs.
All right, I kind of walk in, and as we're around, I look towards Lozu, and I just kind of like mouth, "It's fucking sitting room. It's sitting room."
Torlun will just walk to the right. Just wander off.
Do I know that's the sitting room?
Roll me a history check.
Okay.
Now, as
infiltration
DM,
afterwards.
I'm going to decide if I'm going to be evil or good.
18.
The answer is yes.
My
It is
roll was an
indeed.
18.
It is indeed the sitting room.
Oh, good.
Lozu walks in. And he's just like,
I know this room. I say in my head as I strut in.
You'll notice something very peculiar about this room. First of all, and Lozu, you'd notice that this is a change. All the furniture has been moved. There are 7 seats, perfectly spaced, 3 meters apart from each other.
far enough away so that we can't jump to each other's assistance.
Torlun will walk in and say like, "Oh, how nice! They have enough seats for us."
And also you'll notice that all the furniture is covered
Now that's
with
just,
like a shroud.
that's just rude. What did they think we're going to dirty up the place?
I'm going to wear the shroud.
You what?
I'm going to pull the shroud off the chair and drape it over my shoulders.
Okay, we'll do the same
And
thing.
then sit
Because that's
down.
obviously what you do.
I am going to walk around this room, looking at the walls and looking to see if anybody's watching us right now.
Roll my perception check.
I also keep the door becoming open, and I'm just like waiting.
My
and
modifier?
looking.
Does my bullshit notice anything?
16.
Your bullshit doesn't notice anything. Nothing you can see anyway.
That's weird. Hold on. We're alone right now, right? It's just us?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna bust out Detect Magic as a ritual.
What's its range?
I believe it's 60 feet.
Very good.
No, excuse me, 30.
Okay.
Can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Where are you looking?
I'm just gonna do a 360. It lasts for 10 minutes. I'm gonna look around, up and down.
You see some unseen servants in the room.
That's weird.
Ah, Giles.
But nothing else.
Okay.
Could
Can
we
you
have
hear,
some refreshments, please? I'd like wine, thank you.
The unseen servants skitter. You see a door open by itself for those without magic. Closed by itself.
Ham sandwich, please. Heavy on the mustard.
Ugh.
I like to drink water. I look around very confused.
Beer?
I am going to stand at Lozu's side. I will not take a chair.
Okay.
This is fairly normal for us when we go places together. Lozu stands behind him. Navarre stands behind Lozu. Where's my brain?
Understood what you meant.
Yeah, they don't often sit, so.
Anyway,
And Lozu's... Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
please, no, you go first.
Lozu's small enough that he just sits cross-legged on the chair.
Sounds good.
See anything except the weird servants they have here, but why? Obviously, they know we're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And they put out 7 tiers, not 6.
One is for him.
Oh, Cow Comfy, do you think he uses the birds as spies?
Could use anything as spies. Could have a scrying spell, which I don't know yet, but I will learn, don't worry. Could be using the birds, you could have familiars, you could have a demonic pact, you could have arcane eyes positioned around the city. It could be anything, but wizards have ways of looking in on people.
Could be one of
Many.
us.
It could be scrying on us, yes.
That's not what I meant. Okay.
What did you mean?
What?
What?
Can't be that good. There's already 7 of us. So if there's a chair for him, then we're short one. Ray is with us.
Right, but
All right.
I don't think he intends to sit.
Well, neither do I.
Yeah, no. Don't trust this place.
After the minute mark, I think, because interacting with Mortlock and seeing how Mortlock was very ill-patient, I'm going to like stop huffing and like making like some impatient kind of loud noises, imitating.
Harumph.
Vroom-dum.
A minute passes. 2. For the door opens. In comes your floating plates and cups. So you get your wine, your train, you get your house sandwich with extra mustard. Felix, you get your water. Torlun, you get your beer. It's chilled. There's like condensation on the outside of the glass.
Old beer. That's blasphemy, isn't it?
What? No, that's excellent. We're just lacking deep tunnels in this city. Or at least
Good.
deep tunnels which aren't full of people's excrements.
It was really good. Dijon.
Yes, Elven for this tastes like sand.
I don't know if that's true.
Dijon tastes like sand. Really, we have a very specific word for it.
Well, don't know what Dijon you've been eating, but this tastes good. Yum, yum.
So how long are we going to wait for him to come down here?
No. Thurstwell, get down here. I'm waiting.
I'm waiting. House sounds strangely hollow
Does it?
and empty. Yes.
It's weird.
So I'm by the door. That's what I kind of went. I didn't close it. I left it open. I'm gonna look at everyone. I'll be right back. I'm gonna follow what the butler went and go upstairs. Like drum, very
This
loudly.
feels like a trap. Don't know why so.
I'm going to follow after Cortrain as quietly as possible, just hiding in their shadow.
Wait, Felix.
No.
Whack, invisibility.
Where'd my hands go?
You're fine. You're just invisible.
You took my hands.
Just
Come
don't attack
comfy.
any.
Where did you send him?
Just don't attack anyone. And be very quiet, which I already know you can be.
Don't attack anyone. Okay.
I mean, unless
And
you
I
have
just-
to. I didn't send him anywhere. It's a spell I just learned.
What did he do?
I made him invisible.
Killed him.
So you turned him into a ghost.
No, he's. Never mind.
I'm being like very loud and brutish as I go. Very not me.
No one stops you. You reach upstairs. There's a large hallway. Sorry, dropping a map.
Oh.
I like those.
Maps there are.
There's also 5 million enemies.
All right, I Misty Step away. Good luck.
I also missed a step away. Goodbye.
Misty step in a different direction.
Or better yet, Misty Step into each other.
Oh, shit.
Oh!
I do believe if you misty step into someone, you take a certain amount of bludgeoning, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Let's go with force. Fuck it.
Anyway. You have a map. So you go upstairs, V10, and you go up to V11. You've got this large hallway. And you're greeted by several doors.
Is this map in Discord or is it are you just
Yes.
describing it?
Yes, it's in Discord. I hope I sent it to the right channel. I did.
Nope.
Yeah, I did.
So it just took a second. Discord's being fucky.
Oh, I might need to
okay.
refresh. Okay. Could be me.
All right, yeah.
Sorry.
Ah!
Somebody falls down the stairs.
You are using the Vanthampur estate, right?
Uh-oh. Am I?
The
Are
villa.
you?
Vanthampur Villa.
The Vanthampur villa?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I'll
Yeah.
just bring it up on my thing.
Which door would you like to try?
I can't see it. My Discord isn't working. The nearest one.
The nearest one would be V16. You open it.
Is there no one up here?
No one stopped you.
Did I see the butler person?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like Thurstwell, and I open the door.
You open it. This room contains a vanity topped with a frame oval mirror, bottles of perfume, brushes, cosmetics, needles, and spools of thread. Other furnishings in the room include a wooden partition adorned with a bird of prey, rendered in gold leaf, and a tall black wardrobe filled with corsets and fine clothes. A decorative gold rug laid out in front of 3 unlocked wooden chests. One chest is full of shoes, another contains 3 bridal gowns, and a third contains seasonal hats.
Yeah. Just gonna. That was what number? Sorry, fee.
16.
Okay. I'm gonna just leave that door open and just like walk over down the hallway and then go to fee 14 and just be like Thurstwell. At the Kool-Aid man.
This dark room contains a bed, a wooden chest with clawed feet, and a night table. The chest looks heavy, and there's a few drab garments made for a man of mortal size, and a few worthless personal effects, and a stuffed troll doll.
Oh, good, you're not in this room either. Come out, you whelp. Grr. I go to like fee 13. First
While we're moving, I am just going to keep my eye out for anybody. This is eerily quiet, coming from somebody who likes eerily quiet.
However, sorry, Cotrain, I need to know your AC.
15.
This was a 19. And Felix, you see this. Behind you, surprise round. You receive. Bear with me.
It's me and you again, Felix.
Of course. At least it's not just you.
That's true.
3 piercing
This
damage.
time, please make noise.
And
3 what?
13 poison damage.
So, what did you say? I didn't hear you broke up.
3 healing. 3 piercing damage. And 11 poison.
Oh, did it hit me?
Yes, it did.
Oh, shield.
Okay, behind your shoulder, you see a spined devil. I need both of you to roll me initiative.
Yes.
Thurstwell. It's a lot of rolls. I have more luck. I got 14. Don't hurt
24.
Me. Maybe I should stop using this disguise. Maybe I should be the other one.
I can promise you as your DM, your costume has nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Not
Wait.
this time. Last time it was, not this time.
Now let's fight really quietly.
Sorry, what was your rolls?
Oh,
24.
14.
Okay, top of the round, Felix.
All right, so there's one spine devil there.
1 spine devil.
And about how far away is it from us?
How close are you?
Oh, I'm walking right behind Cortrain.
Yeah, it's right next to you.
Oh, fantastic. I don't have to move. Surprise, motherfucker. No longer invisible, punching him in the jaw. Or no, I'll use my short sword. Whisking it out quickly. That is a plus 23 to hit.
Certainly does.
Alrighty. For a whopping 8 points of piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
And then right after that, I'm going to shout out as much as my gravelly voice can. Help us! As loudly as my gravelly voice can. And then bonus action, key point, punch it twice into its stomach.
Okay.
That'll be a 20 to hit. My punches deal less. That is 3 plus 5 is 8 bludgeoning. And then that is a... okay, natural 20 apparently. Apparently Felix was waiting for this.
Roll me that tasty crit damage.
4, 5, 6 plus 5 is 11. Very tasty. And then I'm just going to position myself over towards its side, trying to look behind it.
Cortrain, it's your turn.
Ooh. I'm going to speak in Infernal.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to say, what do you think you're doing? I'm Mortlock. Stand down, you stupid thing.
Anything else for your turn?
I mean, I've already attacked it. It attacked me. I'm going to attack it. Because why not? So I am going to see here. Bring out my my arm, and it kind of gleams with this purplish energy, and as it does, it shoots towards this figure, this spined devil creature, and I'm gonna hexblade curse it with my bonus action.
Okay, what does that do?
So hexblade curse within 30 feet. It's for 1 minute. Curse ends early if the target dies or you die. Till the end, until it ends, I get the benefit of, again, a bonus to damage rolls against the target. Bonus equals my charisma, blah, blah, blah. I crit on 19 and 20s. And yeah, it just talks about that. So I get bonus damage and it crits on 19s and 20s. For my Hexblade Chaos, and I'm going to come out and attacky tack. So that is 9 to hit.
You swing and you miss. It takes flight. It's like flapping near you. They're like imps. Just moves out of the way.
Yeah, I just attack once, and that's my turn. Stand down. Yeah. That's it. I stand at the ready.
So you receive a message back on the Spine Devil's turn. You don't just hear one voice. You hear 15 voices. And what it says, all in unison and chorus, which can be heard throughout the entire house, is Imposter. Which is imposter for those that couldn't hear it through the voice mod.
Oh, good.
I was invited. That's what I say.
And then that was its free action, but on its actual action, it disappeared.
Do I sense it move out of my radius?
Unfortunately, the Spine Devils have flyby, which means they don't provoke opportunity attacks when they fly out of enemy reaches.
I need Sentinel, damn it.
And for that,
You need Sentinel.
I will drop an initiative for now.
So I heard that, right?
Everybody heard it.
I am going to immediately step out the door, use my once per day Misty Step to get most of the way up the stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
And then to use the rest of my movement to move towards Felix and Cortrain.
You're too late, we won. Everything's dead.
I'm running after too, so I'll be behind.
Man,
yeah,
I didn't kill anything.
Do you literally just tell me that you won because everything's dead?
Yeah, that's what I had to say.
What the fuck?
What? Do I know what that creature was, DM?
It looked like a spined bat with a pitchfork for an arm and a tail.
Do
Yeah.
I?
Yes, you do. By the way, who else is following Navarre and Lucretia upstairs? Those are you by yourself? Oh, okay, you're having tea. We'll come back to that. Upstairs. What you doing upstairs, everybody?
I say in Infernal. I was told by Mortlock to take his appearance because his life was in danger. That is why I came here to speak to Thurstwell. Me and my associates have been working with the Vanthampurs, one for a long time in particular. I'd expect better...
Courtesy?
Yes, thank you. Courtesy than this.
There's no reply.
This is weird.
We're going to pause you there because as you're upstairs, Lozu,
Mm-hmm.
the doors to the living room and the kitchen close. And then they bolt shut.
No.
And you hear
I
this
continue to
upstairs.
sip my wine.
And from the fireplace, it moves forward and slides open with that usual grinding stone noise. Stands Thurstwell, bent over, cane in hand, thin, looking more gaunt than the last time you saw him. He bows, a little imp sitting on his shoulder.
Lozu stands up from his seat and he bows. And then he goes to the closest seat to Thurstwell and he pulls it out. Would you care for a seat?
I'll pass, germs, and all that. The
Very
humours
well.
upset me.
Of course.
He gestures to the dark corridor where he appeared from. This way, if you please, Lozu.
Very well. And I follow.
And as you descend deeper into the Vanthampur villa, Lozu noting that in your invitation, it only specified you. It is here we will end our session.
Great.
Damn you, Thurstwell.
You know, I think Felix and Cortrain should stop going places alone.
Yes, please.
Or just go everywhere alone together and just fight everything.
Yeah. I mean, we're bound to get experience, like, or die.
Meanwhile, Lucretia and Torlun are like 2 seconds too late to everything.
I think I need a different class, like just multi-class. Into, I don't know, beer drinker.
Good job I had my shield.
Oof.
Great spell.
Yeah, I always
Very
take it
good
when I have a
spell.
spellcaster. I'm just like,
Yes.
damage, no.
No. It's the universal symbol of fuck you. No.
Yes, the magical nope.
The magical. God
Great magical note.
darn. It's fine.
Is it
Everything's
fine?
fine.
No.
Everything's fine. Everything's
fine?
always fine.
Fine.
Da, da, da,
Do you know we are
Da, da,
3
da, da.
episodes away from our season finale? This was
Ah.
episode 9.
Excited.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Damn.
And think of all the things we already
Then we
found
die.
out and all the things we already achieved.
Yeah.
All of the things we
How
achieved.
dare you?
I learned
All of
numbers,
the
sir.
people we've saved.
I'm in this tweet and I don't like it.
You learned a lot of things this session, if you were paying attention.
Oh yeah.
It first was.
So, Gold Heart Tradition, wind down. I hope. So, everybody in chat, and of course, my players, we're going to do our rounds. I'm not going to go first this week, but please tell me what your favourite part of this session was. And chat, please participate too, because I love reading them. And we're going to do Date with Death rules. So the last person to touch their nose goes next. Done.
Someone's like, what?
Yeah, it was like, last person to touch their nose, I don't understand. Oh no. My favorite part, the book titles. Easily the book titles. That was just like my notes are 30% book titles.
You may definitely use them. I'll save the smutty ones for another day. We'll go to an erotic
Yay.
library.
Oh.
Maybe that's in hell.
Torlun would certainly
I'm
think so.
excited about Lucretia's stuff.
It's smutty and
I already
the library.
have one book from that library.
You do. And you sent it to your parents. Okay.
It's
Last
like,
one to touch their nose is gonna go next. Quatrain.
Mine was just the smart screen magic wisp. This is what I always do. My games be like, yeah, magic can do anything. Let's just make technology with magic.
Swish
So-
and flick.
That was mine. It was a very good way of just like, yes, you go down that way. No, follow the magic wisp, please.
Library maps.
Library maps.
Ooh, that's not touch this. Daisy.
My favorite part was actually the thing that's always inevitable when two people go off on their own. But specifically, all the rooms before they got to that part. Thurstwell, nope. Thurstwell, nope.
I was very Monty Python with it. Very Monty Python.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I was expecting to do a few more, but I looked at the time and I was like, damn, I can't. And the last one, touch the nose. It's you, Lucretia.
I think my favorite part is Critrine's inner monologue as they pretended to be Mortlock. Just BSing their way through, and it's really good.
That was very good. And last one.
I'll go.
Anna?
Alrighty. The panic look of, I think, 4 DMs when the DM's like, somebody just describe it for me. For the pause. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I think there's at least 4 DMs who DM regularly, and we're all like, shit.
Not anymore, but yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for taking care of that while I had to sit in silence while my partner answered the door, so I appreciate that. And Navarre.
I don't want to.
Hang on, what was your favourite moment? You must have enjoyed something.
There were lots of things I enjoyed. Sorry, it's brain is Swiss cheese.
Okay.
Probably, this is a weird one, but the librarian is probably a polymorphed something, because something that small cannot possibly be that loud. I thought it was a nice touch, but also Lucretia like randomly picking flowers just because.
Yeah, that was very wholesome. And last but certainly not least, myself. I really wish I did. I've given myself heart then. My favourite moment was watching all your faces as I was setting up the tone and the scene of the librarian coming around, and then I was like, and then it's a halfling. Because I've already learnt my lesson with you lot. There's no point of being like, hurrah, because you'll just ruin it, so I may as well ruin it myself.
It's true.
Not wrong.
So that's why I made it a halfling. But polymorphed. Interesting you bring that up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right. So, everybody, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the subs that we got today. Thank you for the follows. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. We are signing off now to complete our aftercare. I'm going to resume eating my dinner. Maybe take some Rennie for my heartburn. But join us Friday, because Friday is a big day. Friday is the first time we do a charity stream. And some people here are doing it. And it's going to be a fun, crazy, on fire, in trouble, 12-hour stamina jaunt through the plains. And we brought our trash fires. So I can't wait to do that with you. I hope at some point, no matter where in the world you are, you can pop in just to have a look at what insanity we are, whether or not we're drunk, whether or not we're crying with tiredness. As DM Tolly Heathen takes the DM reins, I will be playing a red-headed femme fatale, which I'll be announcing. I made an ear cuff. We're getting dressed up. We're doing makeup. And it's going to be fun. We are raising funds for maximum inclusion, led by the Goblin's Chest. So please, please, please join us for this. Make our first charity stream a success. Fingers crossed. So, and of course, all the other shows, Waterdeep Saturday, but we'll talk about that Friday. But please, Friday, turn up. 7 p.m. GMT. to 7 a.m. GMT and whatever that is in. You have had daylight savings. I don't even know. No.
It's okay.
Daylight savings. Okay. Daylight savings happened. Use timebody.com. We're not sponsored. But watch the credits. We're going to go do wind down and start to enjoy the rest of our day. Please remember to obviously stay in trouble and on fire. We wish you good night. Night, everybody. Ending.